So, Patricia, you want some knickknacks?
Knick Knack, Patty Whack, give a dog a bone. This old man came roaming home.
Well, we're not talking about the riddle. Basically, we're here to talk about the next Pixar short, which this one obviously has a lot going for it. I mean, it has a pretty hilarious story of a snowman stuck in his globe, and he finds this very attractive Knick Knack, which has a Miami girl in a swimming pool. So obviously he wants to get over there, and obviously get to know the girl, but unfortunately he's trapped in his snow globe and doesn't know how to get out. So we get these hilarious bits where I mean, it wouldn't be lost in like a what a cartoon on Cartoon Network. It's so they he does all these things of like trying to use a blowtorch to try and get out. He tries to hammer his way out. He tries all sorts of things to try and happen, and then he gets to the point where he decides to knock the snow globe over and have it try and land onto the floor and smash. So basically he can get out, but he then discovers that, oh, hey, there's an emergency exit. So he tries to go out through that, but then lands in the fish tank, and but then decides he sees a Atlantis girl, who is obviously a mermaid. Before he even gets over there, the snow globe falls on top of him, and he's trapped not only in the snow globe, but now in a fish tank.
Yeah.
Does not go well for our snowman protagonist at all.
No, it doesn't. Yeah, and he does. He is relentless for trying to free himself off of the snow globe so that he could be able to interact with these, attractive girls. And so it doesn't go well for him at the end, unfortunately. And I think that with how this short came to be, now we have to remember that this short was the final Pixar short that was exclusive for just the company to test out their hardware right before they went off and did Toy Story. So all the other shorts that we're going to be talking about afterwards were coinciding with the Pixar movies. So at this point in time, we're talking about the last bits of the early roots of Pixar.
Mhm.
And the inspiration for this was that they were inspired by Looney Tunes cartoons, like the likes of Jones and various other animators, and how they would create all these wacky hijinks for the characters, and how they would go in through like a bunch of funny gags. And so basically they decided to put that together as their short, and they were able to like put in a whole bunch of wacky situations that they weren't able to get away with. And definitely, if you look back on all the previous animation shorts, it's definitely the most lively, it's the most upbeat, it's the most colorful. I mean, this is definitely when they were really starting to get a grasp on what 3D animation was capable of doing.
Yeah, and also one thing about this as well, we watched the kind of like the censored version of Knick Knack,
Yeah, that's another
because
thing we have to mention.
yeah, in the original version, well, she was wearing like a really small tube top with a larger bust in the Sunny Miami character at that point, and I think the same with the Atlantis girl as well. So they
Yeah.
had to tone all this stuff down, I think, for general consumption. But I mean, but here's the thing about it. Even with it all toned down, like the technology that they show in this is still all there. Like they had to animate the snow globe with all the snowflakes flying around in it. They had to do also all the small little bit of like stones that are in the fish tank as well. Like there was so much there that they had to do, and I can probably imagine that it was a lot of work to like animate stuff moving around in water as well.
Oh
So
yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
on top of texturizing everything as well, because again, you have stuff that's made out of like plastic or tin, and also you have to have things that are kind of like bouncy as well. And then you had the snowman himself, who obviously was made out of some kind of smooth plastic in the snow globe, and also had to like be kind of like this also waterproof in that there as well. So there was a lot of stuff in there that had to be done, and so it all came together in this Knick Knack, basically.
Yeah, even though that they claimed that it was actually pretty easy to do because they were relying on just geometric shapes as opposed to like doing everything realistic what they did with Tin Toy, in which they were trying to do a baby. They were so put off with it that they decided to take a break from animating humans for a while because they felt that the technology just wasn't there yet. And so they did these like really simple shapes like circles and squares and triangles and all that kind of stuff to showcase all the different unique ways of how these displays can be presented. And so I think that with what they were able to do here, I think it's really well done. I mean, out of like animation wise, it's probably the best Pixar short that they've done, obviously pre Toy Story. So major kudos for what they were able to accomplish here. And I think that this is when Pixar was really starting to become a major, content with how animation was going. I mean, in fact, Disney wanted to hire John Lasseter, to work for the company again after he was fired years prior because they were impressed that he was able to win an Oscar for his short film. And then he basically said no. And he even told Ed Kellmill in an interview saying, I can go over there and, help the company, or I can stay here and make history. And that's exactly what he did.
Yeah, Patricia, if one of those snow globes was on sale, I probably would buy one.
I wouldn't be surprised if they actually do have them on Disney World or Disneyland, in which, like, hey, if you want to go over to the Disney shops, you can be able to buy them. Which that's actually funny because I don't think that we've ever. I know that we have the Hollywood Studios, and that's where they have like the Pixar ride. So maybe they actually do have the snow globes over there. I don't know. That's one of two Disney theme parks that we haven't gone to yet.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's, until I get my hands on that snow globe, I guess we're going to end it there. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
So tune in next time as we're going to be talking about the very first Pixar short that was featured alongside with the Pixar movie, and that's Jerry's Game.
Yeah, and stay tuned for this one, guys, because the guy who features in this one looks vaguely familiar.
I wonder why.